after death after death after death. And on my 30th something death, and finding myself on that damned elevator again, I paused the game and quit out and couldn't beat Warhammer 40k Space Marines with only a pistol. God damn it. So, here we are again. A sequel to a video nobody watched. That's gonna drive up the numbers. The rules are the same as last time. I'll flash them on screen real quick. I will also be speaking as though you watched the previous video. This just makes it a bit easier for me. So I will be referring to things like everyone is on the same page and will not be going into any detail on things I've already covered. So let's begin this tale of sad redemption. I will be doing a very, very brief recap. So, it's pistol only. I'm playing on normal. Teammates make pretty good enemy aggression magnets. Bad hitboxes, failed the challenge. Bad hitboxes, failed the challenge. Failed the challenge. Bad hitboxes, and I quit at stage 13. In an attempt to somewhat vindicate myself and distract from the voices, let's see if I can beat the rest of Warhammer 40k Space Marines with only a pistol. Again, but this time like for real. So yeah, last time didn't go so well. Basically, I quit on stage 13, on the part where you have to survive on the Titan. There were a few key factors that ultimately led to that. But mainly, I've been playing all day, it was late, I was tired, and the disability I have that makes it so my reactions aren't the best made things less than ideal. Now you might think I'm just making up excuses, until I say, yes I am. However, the main contributing factor that I felt was the reason things didn't go all too well was that I had squandered my fury right before the aforementioned Titan section. Now, coming back to this, all refreshed, I feel I could do this if I went into that section with a full fury meter as a panic health / damage boost if needed. Now those who know fury know that it needs enemies in order to build it. So in order to do that, I would need to start stage 13 from scratch, since the current checkpoint gives me 0 enemies which I can use to build the fury meter. And we're off. I will try and avoid going over the same point I did originally. In fact, I got way too bogged down by minutia and other small details in my previous video, and I need to make these a lot more snappy. So instead, I'm going to quickly touch on some aspects before continuing to the point where I quit last time. Second go round was a lot easier. In fact, it was quite boring. I've already gone on at length about how I feel the latter half of this game really falls apart, and I'll probably go on about it some more, so enjoy. But being this far into the campaign, you're only stuck fighting chaos, and the orcs are nowhere in sight. This wouldn't be an issue, except for the fact that the Chaos faction in this game are unfun to fight. The Chaos Space Marines in particular are damage sponges that don't stagger or show they're taking damage at all from your shots. They are just tedious to deal with. In fact, the whole faction feels rushed and unfinished. And there we go, I'm already going to the same stuff I said I wouldn't. Great job. The Chaos Space Marines aren't the only issue with Chaos, it's the entire faction. The Chaos Guardsmen, the grenade spamming pricks that they are, have tiny hitboxes. They shouldn't take more than one shot to kill, especially from a plasma pistol, but they do. The long-range Chaos Space Marines wielding las cannons, I will class them as an individual enemy type. They're still boring to fight. But now it's a protracted long-range slugging match. And yeah, I get it, only using the pistol, but it's boring when playing normally, so it doesn't matter. These Chaos Priest dudes whose names I still refuse to learn, literally the second worst thing to ever exist. Fuck them, fuck their 0 feedback and if you're hitting them, and especially fuck their lightning spell magnetization move thing. Bloodletters, literally easy mode. Can be stun locked into oblivion, not much else to say. Chaos Champions, still little bitches. No idea how he fights, what his moveset is. He goes down quicker than one of Abaddon's Black Crusades. And then, there's this thing. The worst thing to ever exist in any video game, ever. This actually was recorded before I replayed and remembered the horrors that were Laura. Video coming soon. Does this thing look to you that it could take more damage than any other enemy in this game? No, it doesn't. Don't say otherwise, you're wrong. It looks like it's about to collapse. It can barely support its own weight. In any other game, a drone enemy is like something the big bad guy would throw out to distract you, or it's like a one-shot enemy that scouts and then you take it out. But here it's basically a tank. But don't worry, it still has the hitboxes as though it's a tiny scout drone. Regardless, the thing eventually goes down after continuously shooting at it for 5 whole fucking minutes, and I enter into the Titan section, fury at max, expectations low. If you're lost, don't worry. I know this video isn't very well made. Basically, I'm trying to complete this game pistol only, but ran into a wall on this section with the Titan at the 13th stage and quit because despite only fighting against 2 malnourished D&D players and a drone, it was the hardest part on this game bar none, and I eventually gave up. Okay, now I guess we're all caught up. Let's continue this ride. A very, very bumpy ride. Oh boy, this elevator. Can't wait to come back here a million times. You know what? A brief note. I brought this up last time, but I don't care. If you have a section that the player is probably going to die on a fair few times, don't have the checkpoint be just before an unskippable sequence, like a cutscene or here an elevator ride that the player can do nothing on but wait for it to finish. In fact, don't do this ever. Most players, in fact, I'll say this with confidence, all players want to get right back into the action as soon as possible and have it as little obstacles between them pressing restart and getting to the point where they press restart is going to ensure people keep playing your fucking game. Anyway, to start things off, I need to actually survive to the point where the drone spawned, which is easier said than done. For some of my slow reflexes, this pistol's awful range, these fuckers keep teleporting away, and this Titan keeps bobbing up and down, and trying to hit these things normally is a pain. But with the Titan constantly moving up and down like a fat jogger's tits, it's causing my aim to shake about just as much. And to add to the insult, they also love to teleport away. It's just so frustrating. I got a few good hits here, but then they're like, nope, try and hit me now, nerd. Fuck you, buddy. Oh, why'd I think things would be different? I honestly believe this elevator will be the last thing I ever end up seeing. Okay, attempt number 2. Just gotta make it past these 2 Chaos Priests and get to the actual drone part. Oh, Jesus Christ. Maybe I should just become a Minecraft YouTuber or something. Well, you know what they say. 3rd time's the charm. Well, whoever said that can kiss my ass. Alrighty, 4th attempt, go. And hey, look at that. First enemy did that thing where he throws himself under the foot of the Titan because he hates himself and realizes what a horrible enemy he is. By the way, they sometimes do that. Only one to deal with now, and it seems the stars have aligned because this guy goes down without much fuss. Although, I'd have liked it if he had taken off less of my health. Here we go. Rematch time. The little bugger pops up and gets a shot off before I'm even able to think about recharging my shields. And since this thing fires intermittently, but enough that it resets your shield recharge time with every hit you take, I guess shields are a no-go. But I still have my fury. And yeah, this could be going better. It's not even bad hitboxes, I'm just missing my shots. Well, so much for fury. But I did manage to get some good shots in right after, which do nothing since I barely damaged it. Yeah, that tracks. God knows how long it'll be before I get another shot. 5th attempt, here we go. Well, I do make it to the drone again. But like a 3rd wheel that won't take the hint, this one Chaos Priest is still here. Christ, that fucking damage. Let's not pretend I pulled someone out the bag. We all know what's going to happen. So I stopped counting now and skipped over many, many deaths. At this point, I just kind of accepted that this is what's going to happen. I'm basically doing that definition of insanity thing from Far Cry 3. I just can't seem to kill it. It has too much health and it's too hard to hit. I can't out DPS it. It's impossible. Oh, I mean, it was all part of the plan, folks. I knew I could do it. Shut up. Anyway, let's carry on. Come to think of it, what threat did those enemies even pose to a Titan? Why do I need to hold off a staggering 3 enemies? What were they going to do? Scratch the paint? Anyway, here's a big robot shooting a thing. As we bid the worst section ever in any game goodbye, for now. I hope to God something else doesn't pop up that makes me retroactively call this the second worst part in any video game. Foreshadowing. Things don't really improve quality wise. I'm still stuck here fighting boring ass chaos. And to add to the tedium, there are a couple of times I die because of grenade spam. How fun. Oh yeah, I'm on stage 14 now. I stopped counting these. This part does actually highlight how inferior I believe that half of the game is, instead of charging in to a group of enemies and throwing down, as you would with some orcs. You're just playing a boring game of whack-a-mole, with enemies that don't even react to your shots, and they give no satisfying feedback whatsoever. I know I've been ragging on this a lot lately, especially if you watch my previous video, which nobody did, and nobody's gonna watch this one, but you know, shut up. The drop off in quality is just so noticeable. I can audibly hear the switch flicking every time I watch the cutscene that introduces chaos. I mean, does this look like riveting gameplay to you? Because if it does, I don't think we can be friends anymore. And a character died here, I guess. RIP that dude. I'm just sad I have one less companion to soak up enemy damage. A small horde defense now for a little bit, and even those awful chaos priests turn up again. But they can't hide behind invisible walls and terrible titan bobbing to throw me off this time. It's my town now. All these ones do is sit there and let me kill them, like they've truly given up at this point. I've been checking my footage and this part goes on for quite a while, like wow. Like with such an eventful whole that section be so boring, I barely break a sweat playing this and I'm basically disabled. A Chaos Champion shows up again, and goes just as quickly. Alright, hey, getting close to the end now, I might actually do this. It looks so silly. She's so tiny. Okay, guess we're a solo act now. Right, you got this. Yeah, it's one of those days. Oh, so they transform now. Honestly, I wager they're less of a threat now that they can't grenade spam me to death. I covered everything I felt like I needed to in my first video, which I don't recommend watching. I said that a few times now actually. But like, it's really hard to talk about this game. I feel it does everything it's set out to do fairly competent. It's a game about playing as Space Marine, probably the best one currently. What's to add? I'm so over these guys by this point. Chaos have always been lame tryhard losers, like that kid at school who has an anime character looking all crazy as a profile picture, and they think it's a personality trait. We all knew that guy. Biggest threat to mankind right here. What made these guardsmen think they stood a chance here? Like seriously. By this point, it was all beginning to blend into one big mess of demons and Space Marine bullet sponges, and I won't lie, I started to tune it out. Let's move on to something a bit more interesting before the final push, shall we? Oh hey, Blood Ravens.
Reporting in, Captain Titus. We joined the Liberation Fleet at Bakar, along with a squad of Black Templars.
And Black Templars? Those guys rule. I got to see this. Man, this is cool. Seeing Space Marines from other chapters fighting against Chaos Space Marines. It's a real neat spectacle. But, while a cool spectacle, there's little here to really talk about. It is very straightforward from here on out. Having so many Space Marines here means I have multiple allies who could do some serious work in taking enemy aggression off of me and do some damage themselves. It feels like a victory lap. So when are them Black Templars gonna show up? Oh god, it's one of those things. Well, let's see how tough you are when I'm the one with the overpowered backup. Turns out it's still quite tough actually. Oh, but don't worry, those terrible hitboxes, they're still here. So I majorly cut this down, but it takes like 3 minutes of straight up, non-stop shooting to kill this thing. And then another just rocks up, like it was waiting in line for its turn or something. You know what? Screw this. We beat the Chaos forces on the bridge, because Chaos suck. And I jump on the plane ride to the last level. You know, I never got to see any Black Templars. I feel robbed. What's made this game so hard to talk about the list they in is there's literally nothing of interest to mention. You think the last boss is going to be a great capstone? It's a glorified QuickTime event. All the interesting stuff was at the start of the game, during the first few levels, where I can make observations on how certain things ground up against my method of play, what sections proved difficult, or finding out how those insane fucking hitboxes worked. It seems after the Titan section the game just gave up. Something, watch my previous video. I mean, it's not great, but you gotta start somewhere, right? This last level, try saying that 3 times fast. It's another jump pack section, and it's so nothing. I died like once or twice due to falling off the stage, but other than that, it's quite easy. What's tragic is the game built this up like a big assault on the final enemy stronghold, practically a suicide mission. There's really not much here. A handful of enemies in every room, that's about it. And yeah, I know, they're Space Marines, but they're lame and suck at doing anything. There's more orcs on the second level of this game than there are enemies on the final one. It's extremely anticlimactic, and frankly it's boring. Give me orcs any day of the week. This game had so much energy at the start, and now towards the end it feels like it just wants to give up. I mean, same to be fair. Let's talk about the last boss. Look at this guy. Look at the absolute brick shithouse that he is. Do you fight him? One-on-one. Mono a mono. Do you fuck? He sits around in his big glowy dome thingy like a pussy while he throws some demons at you. Like this is the best I could come up with for the final boss. Damn, you're sure showing me throwing the exact same enemies I bodied time and again these past few hours. Real Machiavellian move there. It's a 4-stage fight, if you can even call it a fight. First he throws those red blood letters at you, followed by some Space Marine and Guardsmen, who are an even bigger joke than the first wave, to which then he decides to throw some more blood letters at you. Slow down dude, there's too much variety going on here. Oh, but don't worry, he does sprinkle in those incredibly annoying Chaos Priests as well, and he caps all off with 2 Chaos Champions, which is quite funny given how they are completely useless. And that's it. That's the entire fight. The last piece of traditional gameplay in this game. Oh sure, there's still the big Demon Prince dude to worry about. You think now that he's done Dragon Ball Z powering up, it's go time? Nope, there's these onto the final chunk of the game, which is a glorified QuickTime event. You're falling continuously, dodging his Dark Energy Blast until you're able to catch up with him and pound on his face for way too long. So yeah, I have to use melee here. Mission fucking failed, I guess. Add it to the list. And yeah, that's it. You repeat this a couple of times, pop his head like a fucking melon, and you're done. Now, I didn't technically beat Warhammer 40k Space Marines with a pistol, because of multiple points of failure, but I'll still take the win for passing that Titan segment. So like, are they gonna bang? Oh hey look, Black Templars. Neat. Okay, that's that done. To anyone who sat through who got to the end of this video, hi, hello. Sorry if I was a lot more negative than I intended. That's partly my fault, but I do stand by what I mostly said. Anyway, since it's more likely more people might get to the end of this video, if anyone even watches it, than my previous hour-long one. Hi, I'm a disabled person. I had a stroke when I was born, and it affected how I speak and my reactions, but that's not so much related to this. So I'm using YouTube as a means to basically speak better because my own country's health system is shit and I've fallen between the cracks. But again, that's not your concern. This is just why I might sound a bit crap. So yeah, I'm not going to ask you to like, comment, subscribe. Well, actually I am. I don't have delusions of making a career out of this, so I don't care if you do. But I want feedback. Like, how do you feel I sounded? Do you understand me? That's the most important part. And how do you think I did? So if you're not gonna like or if you're not gonna like or subscribe, I don't care. But if you can leave a comment, please do. And yeah, I'm working on some more videos. I'm hoping they'll be better. Again, hopefully as time goes on, I'll be more clearer and I'll sound better and you'll be able to hear me. But yeah, if you stuck around this long, thank you, and hopefully maybe I'll catch you next time. Oh, there's one thing I'd like to address. I noticed in my previous video, annotations didn't show up. So this probably makes me seem a bit crazy, but this is what they were supposed to look like when the screen faded out or when I was talking about something. So yeah, fuck, I should check these more.